Alright, should be a little bit of a short video. So yes, they're forcing me to do experiments, which I really don't want to do. But anyway, so I did do the pendulum thing, and yeah, it needs work. It's not exactly perfect. But yeah, I think it'll show the basic idea. So I'll play this in regular speed, and then I'll try to do a frame by frame, and it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna have to upgrade the version, do a little better. I got to use a better camera. So at 30 frames per second, it's not quite fast enough for the weights and such that I'm using. I suppose I could use a slower speed, but the slower the speed, the more all the other little irregularities mess it up. So anyway, let's just play this quickly. Boom. Yeah, it's really quick. All right, so I'll do that over again in slow motion. All right, should be back. Hopefully this frame by frame will work. Sometimes it fails on me, but we'll see how it goes. And so we're frame by framing. Come on, should be there. It is. So it's showing up now. So it hasn't got quite to the 3-inch mark yet. There, it's pretty much in the middle of the 3-inch mark. Now it's about 3/4 of an inch. That's about 2.5, almost there. You can see that it's very blurry, which isn't perfect. So it's going about 3/4 of an inch per frame. That would be, see, it's right on the 1. So it was like 2.25. Now it's right on the 1, mostly. All right, and it hits. And the interesting thing is it's half the mass, but it basically does give all of its energy away. So you can see it's right on the 1/2 inch mark. So we'll see how much it moves from there. Now the other one's going to move. All right, so it leaves, and it's going less than. All right, so we'll see how much less. So it turns, which is really bad. So that kind of ruins the effect. And so we'll see if it turns back. But obviously the frames, more frames, more frames, more frames. So it's like twice as many frames. And you can see that the other one's only moved a 1/2 inch in the time the other one moved that full length. So, but it did transfer most of its energy. So that's the catch here. Yeah, so for what it's worth, but it wasn't 3/4. I mean, it obviously wasn't going 3/4 of the velocity, or 2/3 of the velocity. It's going like half the velocity. So if you did the count for 3 inches from where it starts to the count for 3 inches when it leaves, there's like 4 coming in and 8 going out, or however you want to look at it. But it's pretty much a little less than half. And unfortunately, like I said, it turns, so that ruins the effect. But just the fact that you can see it, the second one leaves, you can actually see it leaving. Kind of indicates, yeah, that's the way it's got to be. All right, so we'll do it one more time just for fun. It's not nearly as blurry, you could argue, and so obviously indicating it's not going nearly as fast. All right, so at the 3, so let's just count until it hits. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's count how many until it leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, somewhere close. So I would say it's close enough to half the speed because it did turn, blah, 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 blah. But clearly not 2/3 the velocity. So anyway, so yeah, for what it's worth, blah, blah, blah. First experiment, I'll have to do more. Like I said, the cars are really made for doing, the air track's made to do these experiments a little bit better. It's like big objects moving slow are a lot easier to film than small objects moving fast, obviously. So, but I do have a camera that I think will do 60 frames, and I'll see if I can find some better weights. That the weight's more evenly distributed and all that kind of crap. But I'm not going to make it an urgent thing to do. So, yeah, so the value of this experiment, I don't know. I don't know what the value is. It's not decisive in any way. Doesn't prove the case. I'm not arguing it proves anything. I'm just saying it clearly doesn't overtly scream at you that, yes, there is free energy, in my opinion. it clearly doesn't say there's a that something twice as massive can go forward at 2/3 the velocity. So anyway, so for what it's worth, just thrown in there. I'll work on it, but it irritates me that I have to. Like I said, there should be people that can have the equipment to do this stuff right. I shouldn't have to rig the experiment. But the pendulum idea, I think it does work. You just have to keep it stable enough. I mean, a long pendulum, frankly, 6 foot in pendulum, it'll swing for a really long time, 15 minutes. You start it going, it just keeps going, going, and going. So anyway, yeah, so that's enough for now. Till the next time and such.